Okay, I'm going to check. It looks like we are going live right now. It says we have an excellent connection. Okay. Can you hear me? Let me go to my YouTube channel right now. I want to see if I can hear the audio. I'm trying a different station. This is an OBS. The audio. I'm trying a different station. This is an OBS. Okay. Let me pull that back a little. Okay. Let me pull that back a little. Okay, so I have that muted. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you can hear what I am saying. I've opened up a different, let's see, capture top moments. Oh, that might be fun to do. So right now I'm using OBS, and so I'm using a different format. We have a different layout that I've put up. So hopefully you'll be able to hear what I'm saying. Now, I'm doing an overhead view combined with what I'm saying. Can you hear that? Leave a comment below. Let me know if you can hear that. Let me know if you can. I think everything should be synced up. All right, that is looking pretty good. How is everyone doing? Hopefully you guys have had a great day. Now, what I'm going to be doing in today's lesson, let's see, I can hear, but your hands are behind your voice. Oh, well, that's not good. I wonder if the two have not synced up together. Now, that synced up together where we have the voice with the keyboard? Is that together? I think if I'm watching this, let me just. Is that together? I think if I'm watching this, let me just. Is that together? I think if I'm watching this, let me just. That is not. Okay, it doesn't help that I'm hearing just slightly behind. I may need to change one of the settings, and I don't know if I can change it right now. There may be a lag, and so what I may need to do, I think I might know what the problem is. Let me just check one of my settings that I have with this. Okay, let me see if I can edit within YouTube. Let me actually go in here. We're going to change and just go to the front view just for now, and then we'll go back and we'll change and go to the other angles as well while I'm trying to see if I can edit. Okay. Live chat, slow mode. Oh, That may be causing a problem. I think when I had edited or added on the live chat, and able to have that feature, I think it lagged a little. So I apologize about that. In today's lesson, I have had several individuals ask if I would teach about notes and rhythms, and primarily how to better understand whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, and what you can do with those rhythms. So we're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to show you some fun right hand licks and riffs and patterns that we can do with the right hand as we are playing around and improvising. So I'm going to go to the overhead view. Let's see, the syncing has improved but is not perfect. Okay, the lip syncing has improved. Good. So the lip syncing has improved. Well, that's good. And it may be because we have the two separate cameras, we may have a delay. I'm going to go to just the overhead view right now. And I'm not going to play for a minute. So we're going to show you this. I'm actually going to pull this down. We're going to talk about some rhythms and how to better understand quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, eighth notes, 16th notes. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. This is just a fun little magnetic board that I like to use with students. And we can go over and talk about the notes. I've done segments in the past where we've talked about the 7 markers of musical success. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to quickly talk about whole note, half note, quarter notes. When we are playing, as the Evan with the metronome, I'm told I'm either ahead or behind the music. I'm sorry, Julie. So let me show you. When we are talking about whole, half, I first want to just draw a quick diagram. And what I'm going to do is draw a whole note, and, well, that's a big whole note. I'm trying to make it bigger so you can see. But I'm just going to draw a big whole note like this. And then I'm going to break that down into 2 half notes. So I'm trying to draw this and have it be extra big so people can see. But when we have one whole note, what I want you to think about, and think of this simple math. 1 plus 1 equals 2. If we have a whole note, this equals 4 beats. So if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to put a box around the 1. Now here we have 1, 2, I did 4 and then 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with a whole note, we're only playing it once and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were playing on the keyboard, as an example, I'm going to put this off to the side. If I did a whole note, yeah, I see that's off just by a little bit. I don't know why. So that's a whole note. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're holding the whole note. Well, if you have 1 plus 1 equals 2, then we have 2 half notes. So we're just going to break this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put a box around 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do, think when you have half notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what we are going to do, sorry, I keep hitting the keys accidentally. When you have 2 plus 2, that equals 4. So think whole note, half note, then we get into the quarter notes. So I'm just going to come over here, or we'll come down here actually, and we will do 4 quarter notes. Now quarter notes are colored in, and I'm just quickly coloring these. If we had more time, I would do a much better job with the artistic quality of these notes. But here, if I were doing 1, 2, 3, 4, every single one of these would be played and counted. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every single note would be counted. Sorry, I keep hitting the keyboard with that. So as you can see, we have 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, if I were to get rid of this, I'm going to go down even more. Okay. Need to get one of my bigger erasers. So, if we had 4 plus 4 equals 8, we would have eighth notes. So from the 4 quarter notes, we break them down, and we have 8 eighth notes. Now, eighth notes either look like this. They look like a quarter note, but they have a flag on top, like that. Or they are connected with a beam or a bar, like this. So we have eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There are 8 of them. That's why they are called eighth notes. If we refer to them as 16th notes, 8 plus 8 equals 16. Well, 16th notes, we call them 16th notes because there are 16 of them in a measure, where we would say 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. I'm just going to put this off to the side for a second. If I were playing, now here I'm going to show you, whole note would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think my... 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's off on the overhead. I apologize. I'm going to figure out why that is happening and see what's not synced up. But if we are doing that, we have the quarter notes equal 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 16th notes would be 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. So we have whole note, 1, half note, 2 in a measure, so 1 and, 2 and. So I'll start at the top. Whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go to quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to eighth note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we can go to 16th note, which means we have 16 of those notes in a measure. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. All right, I'm going to go back to the front view right here for a second. I'll come back to this view. I think with my settings, when I logged in, I had done settings that were better for chatting, so I could be right in sync with the chatting, but I think there's a little bit of lag or latency is what is happening. And so because of that latency, that lag, it's off just by a little bit. And so that is not allowing me to have there were 3 separate settings that I could have checked, and I think I checked the one where we had, let's see. Oh, yeah. They are experiencing buffering. Okay, hold on. Something is happening right here. Let me just check. Can you hear that? All right. So it's saying that it is, there will be latency. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Stream is health, but the stream status is poor. Well, I think we knew that. I think we... I don't know if that is on my end. So I think we understand what is happening there. Let me go back to the overhead view, and we'll try to get this worked out. I'm going to go to this view right here. With the right hand, I want to talk about whole notes. Oh, sorry. Let me turn that off. Nothing worse than listening to yourself as you're trying to say something. So if I am going through and playing, here I have a C major chord. Okay. So as I'm playing, I'm just doing whole notes. In this instance, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I did half notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I did quarter notes, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I did eighth notes, 1 and 2 and, see how we break that up? 1 and 2 and 3, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going... Oh, I think I might know what else is happening here. I have 2 different programs open. Hold on. I have Finale open. I was working on my new book. And then I also have Final Cut Pro and Logic open at the same time. Okay, I think that sounds better. I don't know if it still is in sync or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how you can take your rhythms. Many times, I will pull out this guy. And I've shown this to you before. Let me go to the front view right here so you can see. Oh, wait a second. I know what it is. Hold on. Okay. I know what's happening. Okay, I know what's happening now. We're going to go to this front view, and we'll go to that overhead view. So in this, okay, that is helping a little bit. There is still a little latency, but I think that is more on YouTube's end than on mine. But let me go back to showing you, this is a little practice drum pad that I like to use. When I am helping students practice their rhythms, and I'll show you from on top, when I am drumming, what I like to do is have them first practice doing a whole note. And they can do it with the drumstick, where we're practicing doing that. See how we're doing that? Okay. We're going up and down. Now we can start off with quarter notes, whole notes, half notes, whatever you want. If I'm doing a whole note, and I tell the students to try it with, you can try it with drums, with pencils, on a desktop, with your hands, whatever you want to do. If I am doing this, I will tell students to practice just taking one hand and doing whole notes. So watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do Same thing with my left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm doing quarter notes like that, and we're 1, 2, then we would do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm doing half notes, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm doing eighth notes, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 if I'm doing 16th notes, I would do 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, because 16th notes means we have 16th notes, 16 notes in a measure. So the trick when you're playing, because when you're playing piano, you're doing both hands together. If I'm playing, I'm trying to play both hands together. I'm trying to do both hands together at the same time. Well, with this, when I'm drumming, the same thing is happening. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to practice getting my rhythm with both hands, trying to stay with a steady pulse. So watch, if I were doing a whole note, and this is a good way to practice improving your rhythm. Start with a whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then with the other stick, or with your hands, if you're doing tapping on your legs, try to do half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once you can do that, then try to do the whole note while you do quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you can do that, then try to do the whole note while you do eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 then try it with 16th notes. Again, I'm doing a whole note. I'm doing 16th notes with my right hand. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. See what I'm doing with that? Now, if I can do that with the drum pad, or if I can do it tapping on my knees or using pencils on a desk, I can do the same thing where I am actually trying that on the piano, because the same thing applies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing quarter notes, and here I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a whole note. Now I could do eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I could do 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So I'm practicing my rhythms. Now, same thing is true here. We started out doing a whole note with another whole note, and then I did a whole note with my left hand where I did half notes with my right hand. And then I did a whole note with my left hand while I did quarter notes with my right hand. Then I did a whole note with my left hand while I did eighth notes with my right hand. And then we did 16th notes. Now, if you can do that with the whole note, then try doing it with half notes. Do half notes with the left hand while you do a whole note with the right hand. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to try to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you notice, what we're doing is we're going to switch rhythms. If I can do a half note with my left hand, then I should be able to do a quarter note with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I did eighth notes with the right hand while I did a half note with my left hand? 1 and 2, sorry, 1 and 2, I'm doing a half note, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I just need to remember which rhythms I'm doing. Same thing if I were to do with my left hand. If I did quarter notes, I could have quarter notes with my right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have quarter notes with my left hand while I have eighth notes with the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I could have quarter notes with my left hand while I have 16th notes with my right hand. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and. See, what I'm doing is I'm practicing, perfecting my rhythms. And once I can do that, either with a drum pad, or if I can do that, if you want, I will include a link where you can purchase a drum pad like this, and that would be helpful. But once I can do that with a drum pad or on my knees, then I can do it on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we can start to play thinking like a drummer. See, we're trying to play piano. We're playing piano like we are a drummer. You don't have to count it out, but in your mind you can think 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and all I'm doing here, I'm playing eighth notes. 1 and, well, those were eighth notes, but this was a crushed note that I played quickly. That's a C major chord, second inversion. We have a lot of tied notes tied over. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2, 3, 4. See my left hand, we have this rhythmic pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 that's what I'm doing. I'm counting rhythmically. Let me go back to this front and overhead view. As I'm playing that, I have this movement that I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. One hand is keeping a steady rhythmic pulse for me. That is what I want. I'm trying to keep that rhythm just moving forward. And the right hand, I can start to do eighth notes. This will help so much when you are playing rhythm because you're trying to get your steady beat. Now, when you're playing any kind of music, you will usually notice that you will either have eighth notes with the left hand, where, here's a Junkyard Jive. This is actually from my book, Cool Songs for Cool Kids, Book 1. And this has 21 fun, cool songs. Anyone who has purchased the Cool Songs series or who has purchased the Essential Piano Exercise course plus the Cool Songs series, you actually have access to that book and all of the music from that. But with Junkyard Jive, playing eighth notes and we're swinging them. So we swing the eighth note where we have long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. We swing the eighth notes. So even though we're playing eighth notes, we're not playing them straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da 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 da. That would be playing it straight. We are swinging the eighth notes. Da 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 da. So rhythm can change. So that's Junkyard Jive. That's just a fun, simple, jazzy piece that I had created from my book, Cool Songs for Cool Kids, Book 1. I actually have included that fun, jazzy piece in my new book, Essential Jazz Piano Exercises, which I'm excited it's coming out next week, I believe. I just want to double check, but I'm pretty sure next week is when it's going to be available on my website and on Amazon. So that will be fun. Pretty thick book about jazz exercises. But try these rhythms. Again, if you just think in terms of, you start with like a pyramid, whole note at the top, and then 1 plus 1 equals 2, so then we have 2 half notes below that. 2 plus 2 equals 4, then we have 4 quarter notes below that. 4 plus 4 equals 8, so then we have 8 eighth notes below that. And then we have 8 plus 8 equals 16, so we have 16 16th notes below that. Think of it just like it's a triangle, nice little pyramid, but we have whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note. We get smaller and smaller as we go down. 16 plus 16 equals 32. So then you have 32nd notes, which are even smaller. And then instead of doing just your 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, which those are your 16th notes, then you're actually doing 32. They're called 32nd notes because there are 32 of those notes in one measure if you were to put them all in one measure. So then you have 1E and a, E and a, E, 2E and a, E and a, E, 3E and a, E and a, E, 4E and a, E and a, E. And every single rhythm is counted. What is 32 plus 32? Then you get to 64. 64 notes in one measure. Now that's crazy to even think about. You would never want to include all 64 notes in one measure, but a 64th note, it means it's faster. See, as we go down that triangle, that pyramid, we start at the top, we're slower, and we get faster and faster as we move down because the notes get smaller and smaller. So it's very helpful to understand how the rhythms work. Hopefully this has helped. I don't want to take up too much of your time and get too in-depth and involved, but hopefully this has helped where you can understand what happens when we start breaking apart rhythms. And you can see what I was doing with the drum. I would practice. Take either a drum practice pad like this, one over here, or you can just take 2 pencils on a desktop, take your hands and practice hitting your hands on your leg, and practice doing different rhythms with each other, where one hand will do a whole note, while the other hand does 2 half notes. And then one hand will do a whole note, where the other hand will do 4 quarter notes. See, we're breaking it down. Left hand will do a whole note, while the right hand will do eighth notes. And we have 8 of them, so we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the left hand will do whole notes, while the right hand is doing 16th notes. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. And you can do that with every single thing. Okay? What I would practice and how I would have you practice doing it, you can stick with a metronome. You can actually practice with, they have different beats, different apps that you can download. If you are playing one of my cool songs, I actually have backing tracks, MP3 minus tracks that you can play along with that are set at performance speed and practice speed. So it's high speed and it's at low speed, so you can actually practice at a slower pace. And I would practice slowly and then build up and get faster and faster. If I'm doing quarter notes with my left hand while trying to do eighth notes with my right hand, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The right hand will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you could switch where the right hand can do the quarter notes and the left hand can do the eighth notes. So then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're getting both hands practicing each rhythm. And then you switch 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. See, I'm switching where I'm doing the right and then the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. It actually is very, very helpful. If you can practice doing this separately from the piano, it will help out so much. Could you cover practicing with the metronome sometime? Thanks. Yes, in one of these lessons, not today because we've gone over quite a bit, but we will practice working with the metronome and playing at different speeds as you get faster and faster, where we'll take music and we will play with the metronome. So that is something we will work on, and I think it will be fun to practice that and try doing that. Let me go to the front view for a second. Okay, hold on. Let me... Okay. Can you hear me with this? Are we in sync? Hopefully we are in sync. But I would like to end by reading one of the poems from my poetry book, Poetry That Motivates. And I'm going to read Do All That You Should. This is on page 26 from the book. Let me read this for you. Do all that you should. I see too much of the living dead who lifelessly wander around, the vagrant gypsy who dares not dream, and the leader who lives life as a clown. The lifeless souls of shattered men who have been buried alive time and again. They once lived lives of prominence, but now they shuffle in shame. They once were strong men, but now are weak. All that remains is their name. But a name in and of itself does mean something, and is of incredible worth. Regardless of the mistakes we have made, we all were born with greatness at birth. Your name is noble. Your name is good. Your name is integrity. Do all that you should. Your name is patience. Your name is truth. Your name is possibility. Be like the ambitious youth. I've seen too much of the living dead who have lifelessly wandered around, but every soul who dares to dream will at last one day be found. So that is one of my poems I wrote a few years ago from my book, Poetry That Motivates. Hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned for tomorrow's lesson. Let me know what you would like to learn. I think we will probably do what Kevin suggested, talking about practicing with a metronome and how we can take a piece and play with the metronome. So that will be something we can work on for tomorrow. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you would like to learn, what you would like to work on, and I would love to hear from you. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I would love to find out what you would like to learn in each of these daily piano lessons. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. See you. Bye.